Ethiopia is Africa's most populous nation after Nigeria, with 110 million people. The so-called cradle of mankind, the place where humans got their start, or at least one of the places. On the map, it's equally impressive, more than 4 times bigger than the UK. It was bigger still until 1991, when Eritrea broke away, taking Ethiopia's coastline with it. Its other neighbours in the Horn of Africa include Sudan to the northwest, Djibouti, Somalia, Kenya, and South Sudan. Ethiopia itself comprises dozens of ethnic groups and their regions, the main ones being Amoria, Amhara, Somali, and Tigray, which is tucked away in the north with a population of 5.5 million people. This is where the latest conflict has flared. There's a power struggle going on between this region and the federal government in Addis Ababa. The federal government is led by Africa's youngest leader, 44-year-old Abiy Ahmed, who was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize just last year for reducing tensions with neighbouring Eritrea. The government in Tigray is led by Debretsion Gebremichael of the Tigray People's Liberation Front, or TPLF. The power struggle began around the time Abiy became Prime Minister in 2018, but in the last couple of months, things have really escalated. In September, Tigray held a regional election, defying Prime Minister Abiy's order to postpone it due to COVID-19. Abiy deemed the vote illegal. On November the 4th, the war of words gave way to actual armed conflict. Tigrayan regional security forces took over a federal military base in Tigray's capital, Mekelle, and at the same time it attacked a different unit in the town of Dansha. Abiy called that the final red line and declared a state of emergency in the region, sending in troops and ordering airstrikes. He also reportedly cut off electricity, telephone, and internet services to the region. The TPLF says Tigray's forces have only ever acted in self-defense, and that government forces are killing civilians and doing so with the help of neighboring Eritrea, which is why Tigrayan forces launched rockets at Eritrea's capital, Asmara, targeting the airport and Ministry of Information. It's hard to know who's telling the truth, but it's clear that people on both sides are being killed. The Ethiopian government claims that Tigrayan forces killed hundreds of federal troops in the November 4th attack in Dansha, and that they carried out a massacre of up to 500 civilians in a town called Maikadra 5 days later. That there was a massacre is not disputed, but it's not yet clear who carried out the killings or who the victims were. Meanwhile, the United Nations reports that as many as 27,000 people have already left the region, most heading for Sudan. Now, the government is trying to convince the world its so-called law enforcement operation will soon be over, but the UN Secretary General is warning the conflict could actually destabilize the entire Horn of Africa. Well, thanks for watching our program. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends and family, and even subscribe.